Please tell me I'm not the only one that's really happy to see Magic Kaito subbed early this week. I am falling in love with this series. This is definitely becoming one of those series I look forward to the most each passing week. And with this episode, it answers my question I've had about this series since the first episode. I've had a question like, how does a series that focuses on a phantom thief that's stealing gems to find the Philosopher's Stone stay entertaining without getting repetitive? How does a series like that continue to stay entertaining? Well, with this episode, it proves to us how Magic Kaito can stay entertaining. For instance, this episode has a completely different tone and atmosphere than the other episodes. I want to say it right now. I was shocked to see how different this episode was from previous episodes. This episode focused on pool and hustlers versus magicians. That's pretty much what this episode was. And we get a little bit of character development for Kaito in this episode. Now, I want to talk about something real quick, okay? The main goal and concept of this episode is winning back this legendary cue or pool stick, pretty much. That's the main goal of this episode that Kaito has to do. He has to save his Gramps, pretty much, like his Gramps' business or his bar is about to go under. He's losing customers, and a long time ago, he lost a bet with a great player, a pool. He lost his pool stick that had, like, diamonds and emeralds inside of it. I mean, that's freaking insane for a pool stick to have that diamonds and emeralds in it. But either way, still the point of it is Kaito has to win this back for his Gramps. And to see how the episode progressed and how it was done, I was just really entertained. One thing I will have to say, though, is I am loving Alco. I am loving her character a lot, especially in this episode. Like, she gets freaking drunk, dude. She has a freaking cocktail. She's walking around like drunk. I don't know if she got alcohol after she finished her cocktail or not, but still, when she's walking around all drunk and all that and starting to play the piano, I was like, dude, that's freaking... That was pretty funny. That was a really funny scene, especially when you saw her acting drunk and stuff. And then Kaito eventually has to turn into his Kaito Kid to steal the legendary Q. And then you have it to where this dude's like, no, this dude actually won it legit and fair and square. And then he goes down and leaves it. But you have it to where Oko is just hugging like a fake dummy doll of Kaito, man. You see her holding a fake dummy doll of Kaito. And I'm like, what the fuck? It was so funny the way she was acting. I mean, my god, her character in this episode was freaking hilarious. Now, the animation of this episode, I will say, was really good. I like the animation, and the art style is really growing on me. There's not much I could complain right there. Music, I love the classical type music in this episode. I want to say right now, I love that bar type music that was in this episode majority of the time. And then you saw when the piano is being played by Oko, that I love that. I love that music. I want to say it right now. I love it. Now, I want to say one thing real quick, though. With this episode, it shows us that this series can continue to stay entertaining. And that is what I'm happy about. Because, I mean, now that I know they can focus on something completely different, like, now, Kaito Kid doesn't really technically have to go to banks to probably find gems and stuff, or the Philosopher's Stone. He could possibly go to these rich people's houses and try to steal something from them to find these gems. So, personally, the way I see how they can actually mix up and change up the tone and aspect of this series, especially with how this episode is displayed, makes me very happy and excited to see where this series is going to go. Now, I will say, though, I am looking forward to next week for this episode because I find Magic Kaito very entertaining. I love series. So, personally, how did you feel about this episode of Magic Kaito? I mean, did you think you would enjoy the series this much? What do you feel about the entire pool game? What do you feel about the entire, connection or correlation between a clown's face, how he has to continue to smile, and that's his poker face? How did you feel about that connection between Kaito Kid and the clown? Type correlation in this episode. Let me know in the comments below how you felt about that. I love you all so much. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.